This is Nick Urich, and you're listening to Let the Hate Flow Through You with Jeremy Shear and El Hordano Diablo.
Let the hate flow!
Available on the Lousy Weather Media Network.
Welcome to Let the Hate Flow Through You, your weekly dose of audible hatred. I'm Jeremy Shear.
El Hordano Diablo.
And this week, we welcome to the studio for the first time the Prince of Parma, a frontman for the Nick Wolff band, Nick Wolff.
I hate being here.
Good.
Oh, thanks for coming on, Nick.
It's great. I love you guys are starting rivalries and fights right in front of me. I think I'm in the right place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're in good. I can already tell. We're all in good company here.
So, Nick, why do you hate line cooks?
I think
For the record, we have all worked as line
you know,
cooks.
and I think most people can probably identify with this in some way because we've all been to that hell. And it's a particular kind of hell that never really leaves your body. I've been out of the business for about 5 or 6 years now.
Congratulations.
It's great. Best thing I ever did. But you still, to this day, when you walk in a restaurant, I can't eat at a restaurant because you see all the different types of people doing their bullshit asshole things that you've seen a million times at every restaurant you've worked, and it just brings you back to the hell of when you were 16 again, when you worked that first dishwashing job, and then when you got your first line job when you were 18 and it sucked just as bad and you didn't get treated any better. Then you're a manager when you're 20 and that sucks even worse and you get treated even shittier. And it's something that honestly, like, I tremble thinking about those years working in a kitchen. I've probably worked in over, and I'm not exaggerating when I say probably at least 30 restaurants. And that'd be a safe estimate. If you name the fast food place to mid-level spoon, I've worked there.
Yeah.
I never got higher than like good hamburgers and french fries. Like I worked at the best hamburger and french fries places like Beef Spot and Jigsaw. But, I was never trusted with seafood or anything like that.
Yeah.
So anyone listening that's in the restaurant business, take that into mind. I'm not, like a Michael Simon or even, Trey that's been working at Don's Pomeroy House for 15 years.
But you do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And it's the no, it's not the pay is one thing, obviously. The pay is shit. It's the fact that you think that when you're in there, though, you think it's good. Like restaurants, you start a new, when you get a job at a new restaurant, it's like, for me, I go in there with almost like, first it's like, okay, sucker, I fucking dare you. And that's what the whole interview is about. Like, I don't give a shit about your job. You want me, and when you shake the hand, you're like, he's nice. You're like, yeah, this man, we're getting along good. It's all downhill from here because you know it's going to go. But you try to like be hopeful, and you have the first couple weeks, and maybe you see a waitress you like, and you're like, yeah, I love this job. And you get sucked into a false place where you think that you're having it good. Like, man, I got $300 in my check, and I worked 80 hours, so I can't spend any of it. So it's great, man. I can drink every night, and I'll still have $100 next week. And you think that is the way, and then you get, say, about $400 and buy a video game system or comic books or whatever it is, and things are good for you, and the next thing you know, you haven't made any provisions in your life, you're just going along with the flow, and you're totally beating a whole different world. You haven't talked to anyone because you're working crazy hours, and you're whole with the restaurant crowd, and then it happens that day, just out of nowhere. It could be a year, could be a couple weeks, it could be several years. It's just all going to go to shit one day. And it doesn't matter what you do. And the harder worker you are, the more you put in the worse it's going to fuck you.
That is what I was going to start off with. That is when I work fucking hard, man. At restaurants, they do not appreciate it. They just say, oh, we can make him work harder.
Right, exactly. That's what it is. And you always see, you have that guy. Like when you win at a place, there's always that guy that comes in. I worked at Red Lobster, and there's this dude, Mike, and he was going to be the manager there, and he literally, like, it was all about sucking ass to the managers and shitting on anyone that the next level, let's make the fry guy look bad so I can look better, and all this stuff. And it's so, and they'll love him. They're all like, he does everything right. He's their golden boy. But even that guy, At some point, no matter how, he's the one that everyone's that suck ass. We hate him. He's got it easy because he's throwing everyone under the bus. Even that guy, because he works so hard and they know they can count on him, they're going to grind him out. And you just laugh at it like, dude, you're busting your ass for no reason and you're getting nowhere. And it's the ego that they have while they're doing it.
Yep.
The one archetype in the kitchen that I hate the most, it's the grill guy. The guy that's working the window.
Oh my God. I can name 3 names off the bat where I'm like, fuck that guy, and fuck that guy.
He's usually about 26.
Yep.
Always been, he's usually a family man too, but is that kind of guy that's got a wife and like 3 kids and is literally hollering up every new server as they come in because the old ones are sick of his shit already.
Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things is that same guy. That same guy is also you're not in charge of anybody, motherfucker.
Right.
You're not in charge. So when tickets are coming through and I'm on nachos or I'm on fry, I don't need you fucking barking in my ear. Otherwise, we're going to go outside and we're going to fucking fight. And then we're going to see who the boss is.
Right. And it's a subtle art to really, to push a line and get that stuff out without shitting on your line cooks and working on that. When someone's got that attitude like that, it's not going to work out. And there's always that, and he's the coolest guy. He listens to like half rap and then half like POD.
EDM.
And then, no, that's the other guy. That's the tweaked out weirdo guy that works the fryer. He's usually on ecstasy half the time and owes everybody $20. And at least 3 of the servers have a restraining order on him. Yeah, that's a whole different guy. But this guy, but that's the one, he'll be like, hey man, before you go out on break, why don't you get the fuck out of here. I'm going on break when I want to go on break. You're not my fucking boss. And yeah, so when you step online with that guy, you got to break him in right away. There's no working with him. We'll see how, he's got a quirky personality.
Well, like, I'll give you an example. Like, the one time this kid doesn't listen. I mean, I will say that. Let me preface by saying one of the most fun jobs I ever had was working in a kitchen, getting paid minimum wage. Granted, at the same fucking time, I was living in a house with 8 other fucking people. I drank until 10 o'clock in the morning, slept until 3 or 4, went in at 6, and did it all over again. And this one fucking guy, anybody from Kalamazoo who listens to this will know exactly what I'm talking about. Fucking Reed, who doesn't work at Shakespeare's anymore, but he thought he was the boss, and he'd worked there for fucking years. He's, Mr. Grill guy. Oh, I'm going to shout out orders. Oh, and I'll give you 2 examples. One time, I was on nachos, and he goes, no, you got to do it like this. Motherfucker, don't tell me how to make the fucking nachos. It's not hard to do. I don't need your fucking help.
There's a formula in place.
So go in the fucking freezer, punch 4 holes in the wall. I don't care, Kyle. Whatever the fuck you got to do to get the fuck out of my face. And the best was the one time the owner walked in while he was trying to fucking bark an order at me. I said, hey, Ted. And he goes, what's up, man? I said, is Reed my boss? He goes, Reed's nobody's boss.
Reed makes less than you, actually. Yeah. So let me ask you, and I'll give my answer too. What archetype? Because we can't act like we're above it. We all fit in those archetypes in some way. Maybe we're not total dicks. We all fit in that. Like, I'm the angry, crazy guy. I'm the fucking, like, I'll work good, but then when it gets too busy, stay away from me. Let it do. If you come near me, I'm going to jump down your throat.
I'm that one. Like, I'm going to work real fucking hard. When we get a dinner rush, fucking leave me alone so I can do my goddamn job.
And if I'm muttering fuck you under my breath while I'm doing, that's just how my state of mind I have to be.
Dude, I do that at work now, and I work in customer service. I'll give you a fucking example. A couple weeks ago, and I have great coworkers. Not all of them, but some of them. The girls who sit behind me, I love them. They're fucking great. But the one day I was trying to reset, I got it without saying too much, even though I probably end up getting fired from this job soon anyway. I don't really care. But, like, I was trying to explain to somebody how to hard reset one of our machines, which is a very easy process. But the demographic I work with is between 60 and 90 years old. And they had their son call in. So I'm like, okay, this should be fucking easy. And the first step to the hard reset is take the battery off the machine, plug the machine into the wall. Okay, sir, do you have the battery or do you have the machine plugged in the wall? Yep. I could hear him turn it on. Did I tell you to turn it on? No, I didn't.
It's a
So
step by step.
I muted the button. I said, directions, motherfucker, follow them. And the 3 girls behind me were like, you didn't just say that on the phone, did you? I said, no, I muted myself. But goddamn, how fucking hard is it to everybody I do that with, I fucking say, this is a step-by-step process. So don't do anything I don't tell you to. Don't turn on the fucking machine. Take the battery out, plug it in. I'll tell you what to do next.
You tell me when that step is completed. And we'll verify.
Exactly. And guess what? It's just like fucking nachos, man. It's not hard. Chips, fucking topping, chips, topping, oven. Fucking how hard is that? I don't need directions.
There's always someone that does it better. You're not a nacho artist like
Nachos.
Joey is.
I'm gonna call them nachos.
I had an Indian couple come in to a movie theater I was working at in California and call them nachos. Well, they were just like, they don't know how the CH works.
And they think you were being being investigated by the cops or something, waiting for the nachos to come in.
Yeah. It would happen at that movie theater, which is actually my kitchen archetype. I am not here to do a job. I'm just here to sell drugs.
All right, I know
You're the guy by the dumpster.
I know this isn't line cook, but I was a pizza delivery guy for a couple years.
Did that for years too.
And I worked at highly known Cleveland establishment, Antonio's.
Me too.
And which one did you work at?
I worked at North Royalton and Strongsville for a little bit.
Okay, I worked at Chevy.
Okay.
So,
lucky you. Yeah.
Yeah, with all the bosses in the back.
Vince coming through with his little stupid hair and his beady
What
eyes.
about the one fucking manager who's been there? Ray. Fuck Ray.
Wait, which Ray?
Who looks like a pedophile?
Ray Kimball?
Yeah, who looks like a fucking
is he
pedophile?
Polynesian? No, different Ray.
No, different Ray.
Ray Natel?
Balding, looks like he just looks like.
Ray with the balding, he's still in the 70s with this leather jacket.
That guy.
He does not know how to adjust an oven to save his fucking life.
He looks like Destro.
He does look like Destro. He should just go for that. He'd look better. Like, dude, at this point, like Hulk Hogan grew out of that years ago, it worked for him. It's not 85. It's not gonna be fashionable ever. He's still rocking that, and that dome is just glistening.
It's a skullet.
Dude, he would come in. He would come in literally. Our oven worked really good. We would of all the places, a lot of people would order our place because it was like the pies always came out really good and well done. He would come in, literally within 5 minutes, everything would come out looking like shit because he'd fuck with the oven all the time. It was like, is this guy's been working for this company this long and he doesn't know how to set a fucking oven? But he didn't bother me that much.
My biggest problem with that was, drivers do dish. That's fine. No fucking problem with that. Drivers wipe pans. Fucking no problem with that. I'll do it. I will, that's the thing is when I work fucking hard. So when this new manager, who is an assistant manager for the record, hadn't been with the company longer than me, when he fucking got hired, now this is about a month or two before I got my DUI, I couldn't work there anymore. And this motherfucker, when I would come back from a delivery, he'd be like, can you wipe down the pans? Can you do it? Motherfucker, do not ask me or tell me how to do this job. It is not hard. It is not. That's the biggest problem with fucking kitchens is the motherfuckers who try to micromanage.
Well, that's the drivers. I know of in every place, the drivers are their own thing. You kind of have a guy that if there's anyone's going to be in charge, it's the guy that's worked it the longest, and it's just because the other drivers respect them or they're older or something like that. Like I was able to do that there. If there was a kid fucking around and not helping, I'd be like, hey man, can you come back? And they would do it.
Yeah.
And but you have a manager, they want to, it's that clash because you can talk to you're in charge of the 16-year-olds, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you can treat the 16-year-olds however the fuck you want. But across this side of the kitchen, you're talking about adults that actually make real money. And I'm here because I have
arguably
stakes.
More than you.
More than most of them, exactly. And I don't need to be told that shit. And also, when you go to grab the pans, they have them all sitting under there. Would it kill the person taking the pie out of the thing to just take a split second longer to stack the pans so that I'm going to get the pans and I have to scoop them all up. They're burning my hands. No one will get out of your way. You have just burn marks all over your arms.
Oh, dude, my favorite is because towards the end of that gig when the fucking I get that you guys are super busy in the kitchen. I get that. It's my job to get these pizzas to the people on time. I'm not jumping on fucking
Right.
line. That's not my fucking job. I'll go do dishes. I'll wipe your fucking pants so you can make more fucking
Need a
pizza.
bucket of cheese? I'll grab
Sure.
that for
Go
you.
ahead. Am I grinding cheese? Nope. Am I making dough? Nope. Guess what? Not my job description. Go fuck yourself.
Yep. Although they would do that to us, it always gets stuck. But I would always like be the one to do it and pawn it off and just like I'll get back to it and just like leave, you know, like,
Yeah.
or keep yourself busy enough that at the end of the night they're rushing to cut you so
Well,
someone else.
Dude,
gets
there were
stuck
so
doing
many
it.
times, in that 2 months that I told that motherfucker. I forget I think his name was actually Anthony. I was like, if I have to tell you one more time to not tell me how to do my job, we are going to have a serious fucking problem. And like the two other managers, the other assistant and the main store manager, like, dude, any place I work, they're always like, leave that guy alone.
Yeah.
Like, because I make it known, don't fucking bother me. I'm here to work.
Right. That's how it always. And I had one time I was doing because dishes were always something I went nuts about, and I've had many times where I almost got where I've exploded. One time this kid came back and he just dumped them all on the floor, and I'm like, dude, come back here, and he's ignoring me. I'm like, dude, come back here. And he just walks down the line. I'm like, you fucking know what? And there was a wall of pans blocking me into the kitchen. I kicked them all. We have a restaurant, Tony Maloney's next door. I kicked them so they went over to the line by the restaurant. Like 30 pans everywhere. The waitresses jumped up and screamed. Managers comes out like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like,
About to quit this motherfucking
I'm like,
job.
This is about to be it, man. How are we going to fucking play this? He's like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, you're a He's like, you're a fucking maniac, dude. He's like, I'm not going to fire you. That's a kid. You can't do that shit.
Tell him to do his fucking job then,
Right.
so I don't have to.
Well-
Because it's not my job to tell somebody else to do their fucking
Exactly.
job.
And dude, like, you know, that kid actually worked hard. But it's like, dude, you're throwing him right on the floor in front of me. I can't even move. You're like, it's safety too. Like, you're just being a dick. And then, like, so I hated that kid. And then one day I get a delivery. I go walking up to a house. He is at the door, right? Gives me the money. I go count the money. $20 tip. Love that kid. Because you can do whatever you want to me. Any delivery, I don't care how shitty it was, how far out of the delivery range, how rude they were when I called to ask them something. They come up with like $5. They're my best friend, and if I remember them, they're gonna be priority every fucking time.
Yep. Because, dude, you learn the addresses.
Yeah, exactly. The other drivers, dude, you'd be fighting over them. You would see
yeah, absolutely.
especially the addresses that are closer to the store that you know there's a couple good.
Well,
tipper
I
regulars.
always like I had a set. I was one of the few people who had a set schedule there, and I always used to work Wednesdays during the day. And Wednesdays during the day, once or twice a month, the Nissan dealership would order, and they'd order a big order. And guess what? Guess who always took that fucking order? Me. And guess what? A lot of people got pissed about it. Oh, you should tip out the kitchen. No,
Fuck that.
they get fucking paid. If they don't like what they get paid, get another fucking job.
If their spatula breaks down, can they still fucking work?
And dude, you know, all right, so
And I've said that before.
another thing about like pizza delivery, you know how the company charges $2 delivery and they keep
$3
one,
now.
three, and they probably keep two and give you one.
Yep.
And guess what? What I always thought that they should do with that money is pool it together in case your delivery driver's car breaks down so that you could help fix it. Instead, no, they just pocket the fucking
Well,
money.
listen, they need their new Mustangs and Camaros. What's the owner's name? Freddie.
Lashavio.
Freddie needs a different color Lamborghini for this week, okay? He's got to go to the car show and drive around to his $8 an employees and brag about how fucking rich he is.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. Yeah, they would. There was another thing they would do, like, because we'd have car shows there, you know. It's like Fred's baby, and they always stuck this. And we were talking about the guy that works, that like is the good guy that gets shit on. I wasn't that guy by that point anymore. Ever in that job, I was too old to ever be that guy.
Right.
There was this other guy, Jason, and he was awesome, dude. He looked like Simon Pegg, looked exactly like Simon Pegg. He was that guy, like, well, if you really need me to do it, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah.
You stupid fucker. And then he'd be like, well, I guess they're making me work a 12-hour shift and I'm only getting $40 for it. I don't know what I should do. You should say no, asshole.
Yeah.
So he agreed to do like the barbecue for like 2 weeks to fill in for somebody. 3 years later, the guy's still out there and they're just yelling. He's like pushing carts, and the wife's out there, Julie, yelling at him. This is going to go public, and we're going to be blacklisted from eating pizza in Parma.
I give a shit.
I'm going to have to look at every pizza, but for spit, well, I'd have to do that anyways. I'm an asshole in those restaurants, know me. But she would be, he'd have a cart with like filled up with ingredients that he'd be stocking himself, and she'd be like, yeah, hey, can you get that? Can you pick that up? I'd like go grab a broom and sweep like something like. Who the fuck do you think you are?
No.
And a lot of time they were nice. So don't get me wrong, I don't want to completely shit on them.
No, I
got
enjoyed my
along well
time
with
for the
them.
most working for that company. It was my problem generally is most of the time not with management, it's with coworkers.
It's with, yes, exactly. And to me, that was the final straw there. Well, first they hired this kid. He was he worked at the gas station across the street first, right? And he lost his job there. And I knew he was going to be trouble because the first day he came in, he was introduced like, hey, yeah, I was a customer service manager over at Circle K. Or with Circle K. I'm kind of making it allude that he was like, corporate or something. It's like... And they're like, oh, yeah, he was a customer service rep at Circle K. Like, he was a fucking cashier. You guys didn't service. He worked there for like a year. Like... So this kid came in, and he was like, he didn't know how to drive, and when it get busy, he'd be like on his tiptoes, like ooga, like running around trying to tell us, like, hey, why don't you take that order? And I'll take, and I'm like, dude, get the fuck away from me. Why don't I go to 82, just take that order, and you take these next 3 because they're all in the same block. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out.
So I went off on him really bad, and his girlfriend, because they both worked together, and just like, he tried to tell me something. I just kind of like, I don't remember exactly, but it was just basically like, you're a fucking moron. Don't fucking look at me. I have no tolerance for you. I've been nice to you so far, but you're getting near the fucking hornet's nest.
Threshold.
Yeah. So then I went to go work at Strongsville because I was just sick of the people there. Well, like the dumb people. Most of the people I still liked. And they did a thing with the drivers where they had one guy, and when the tickets were printed out, he'd print out the tickets and assign you what deliveries.
Fuck off.
First time it happened, my first day, I was there 5 minutes. The first time it happened, and I was friends with both managers, Rodrigo and Dan. I love both of those guys. And, again, the guy's like, here. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's like, this is your delivery. I'm like, Rodrigo, this isn't going to fucking work. I want to go back to Royal. He's like, dude, just calm down. I'm like, and I called them all. I'm like, guys, I'm not going to be a dick, but if you assign orders, I will fight every one of you all the time. Don't assign me. Because listen, when it gets busy, that's when I'm going to make my money, all right?
Yeah.
It's an honor system. You're fair, but when it gets busy, it's every man for himself. So you got to be smart. If it's fair and the pizza's up, say there's 2 up at a time and no one else is looking, and one's going this way 2 miles, this one's going 8 miles that way. Yeah, guess what? Every driver's going to take that one. Mm-hmm. But when these guys start gumming up the works and everyone starts watching the board and making sure they're not getting fucked over, there's no wiggle room to make any money, and no one makes shit because they're all trying to be fair because they don't want to get fucked over and just not taking good deliveries. And
round robin until you're busy.
Exactly.
First driver gets back, gets the next order. Period.
Yep, exactly.
Period. That's the way it's got to work. I mean, I know we haven't covered line cooks, but it's basically the same
thing.
fucking principle.
It's the same hell when it comes down to it. And actually, the thing, going back into line cooks from Antonio's, so they had Tony Maloney's next door. And the one thing, another final straw was, actually, I put an end to this, and I can fucking verify with anyone there. When I first started there on the line, everyone used to refer to each other as chef. Chef, I need an order of fries, please. Hey, chef, can you give me my cheesecake, please? Everyone was fucking chef. That's the one thing I hate more than anything. To me, a chef is someone that was classically trained.
Or has worked
so much. And usually you are not just a manager. You maybe don't have a complete ownership stock, but you're on a level of almost the ownership to where you're not just a manager, you're actually making decisions on where the money's going and shit like that and how you're marketing your restaurant and stuff like that. It's more than just being the guy that puts the grilled cheese together onto the fucking plate doesn't make you a chef.
Yeah.
And there was this girl once. She's like, I'm a sous chef. I'm like, well, go make me some fucking sous and get out of my fucking way. Or like, I don't know, they make sous at McDonald's, but so like that. I finally, and it was a nice guy. Like he was a cool guy, big Serbian guy. And then finally he was like, I'm chef this, chef that. I'm like, you know what? You're not a chef, dude. You're not. He's like, I worked at a hotel in Serbia. I'm like, that's not even an American restaurant. That doesn't count. You don't even get a star for that. Like, dude, I always knew being a line cook. I was a metal t-shirt, short, cut out, just kind of wearing guy. When you saw that guy walking in with that, now in certain places that's the uniform. Yeah. When you're at a sports bar and that dude walks in with that button-up shirt and those Zubas,
oh, geez.
That's a nightmare. That guy is trouble right away because they don't know where the fuck they're at. And they're gonna come in like. And they always know the least. They were like, you talk to them like, so where'd you cook it? Oh no, I was a beverage manager at Louis down in fucking Garfield. You know, like they're never have the training. They're always so pushy and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I've chased so many guys like that out. Or the best is when you get that asshole and you bust their balls so bad that you end up becoming best friends with them.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah,
you would
yeah,
like
yeah.
laugh at them fucking with other people.
Absolutely. 100%.
Well, I mean, a lot of that environment is trial by fire, and that includes the insults and shit.
Exactly. And
Takes a certain type of person to work in a kitchen.
it really does. Because you have to...
If you can't take shit,
Well, you have to have some restraint because it is a restaurant. But at the same time, there's that fine line of not taking any shit and not having that restraint to where you're getting stepped over.
Yeah.
And it's constantly pushing against that wire with your management to see, and they're constantly pushing at you, obviously. And I love that great battle. To me, it's not about making food. It's two sides, management and the workers fighting against each other and putting out food in spite of that.
So basically, every single day is like a mini communist uprising.
It is. It really is. Especially, you're always going to have those insurrectionists because there's always that guy that's, never gave a shit. I love the angry young black dude cook that just don't give a fuck.
Darius?
Darius. It's always something with a D. Yes, it's Darius or something like, Devon.
I'm actually quoting, I'm talking about somebody who...
Someone you know.
From Antonio's.
Oh, okay, all right. But there always is, and that, I love that guy. That guy's going to burn out famously. Like, it's going to be...
He's been working there for like
glorious.
15 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't burn out. Then.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, he is a burnout.
Well, like, I love, like, they're like... They like scared of the managers. Like the managers all shuffle around like, hey, D, you think, what? Can you stay a little bit later? Shit, I gotta meet my girl. And they're just, okay, no, cool. Me, it's like, no, my sister's in the hospital. I gotta bring her food. You need to stay, okay? You need to think about what's more important to you. And I love that guy. It was so because they're just terrified. And it's always, of course, the biggest waitress. He makes them feel good right away. It's just like... and they're in the window. That's kind of sucks. You got to smell their awful perfume that they put on. To hide their stinking vagina under that apron all day with the big loofah covering it. But I love it. It's funny because you do like there's just so many different kinds of people you meet, and you can put them. There's that hot server girl that is going to be a model, except really in 3 years, she's going to be working at an even shittier bar, showing even more of her tits with 5 more tattoos.
Do you know how many servers that I've known and I'm still Facebook friends with who they get out of there, they get a better job, and then a year later they're fucking back there.
And you know why? Because they're alcoholics. Because it's a false world.
I can sympathize.
Right. It's like Neverland. It's like the world where eternal drinking. Like every night is a party. When you work, it's like I get up, I gotta get through work. But the whole time is like, but I'm living for what's happening after work. What's going on between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. And you build up that for so long that you just get stuck and it's fun. That's just some of the best time you're ever going to have in your life.
Yeah.
And it's better if you do that when you're between the ages of like 16 and 20, not in your 30s like a lot of us.
I am 31 and I'm, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen with my employment, but like I have the skill and the knowledge to go back to a kitchen. I'm 31. I'm not going to be the same fucking kid I was at 20 something in the kitchen. They'll fire me immediately because I'm going to be like, I'm not putting up with anybody's shit. This is a fucking kitchen. Make the food correctly. Get it out. Not a hard gig.
Right, it's like when people leave North Korea, like you see the defectors of North Korea, and they go down to Seoul or wherever, and they start finally getting out of it, and they get to taste like food that has flavor for once. And they're like...
Or wear an orange shirt.
Right, exactly, or something. Or like, watch a TV show that's not telling about the glorious leader, and they're like, how the fuck did I ever... Like 6 months ago, I believed that this guy didn't take a shit. Like, that he was a god and didn't have an anus, and he created the stars from his hands. Like... it's the same fucking dynamic, but half of them end up going back because they can't readjust to life in South Korea. They think it's too fast paced, and that South Koreans are too rude, and they just don't feel right. And they tell like, I almost want to go back to North Korea. I want to starve. I want to have no rights because I lived in that so long. I don't know how to go to the real world where it's free anymore. Or prisoners when they got out of prison. Yeah. Most guys, the minute they get released, they're on their way right back. They're on a one way where they don't think that way, but they are. They're going back no matter what because that's what they're used to after a while.
There was a guy I was in jail with. It's like, man, as soon as I get out of here, I'm picking up a power pack and going right back out there. They can't stop me. It's like, yep, well, that's what happens here.
Good for you, buddy.
It's like they got a night off. Like, I'm going to take one night out in the real world, get fucked up, and then I'll be back. Don't worry, guys. Leave my bunk. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I want that fork back when I come back. I want that fork and plate set back when I come back. You're not getting any of my commissary. Leave my fucking chest alone, you motherfucker.
You can tell how long somebody...
Leave my shit here.
How often
there better be 15 ramen noodles when I get back here, motherfucker. And don't... They're equal shrimp and equal chicken, all right? Got it all measured out. Don't touch my summer sausage either. It'll be fine.
Or I won't touch yours.
Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do to get money on those books.
Hey, whatever, man.
But it is
not here to judge, just
right.
here to hate.
And I'm not even talking about prison. I'm talking about working on a kitchen line.
Which is
thing.
Basically fucking prison. Dude, when the last cooking job, well, no, second to last cooking job I had, because the last cooking job I had, it was me in the kitchen by myself. Like there was 3 different people. We worked different shifts. Then I moved up to bartender, and I got fired. That's neither here nor there. The one before that, I worked at the Rail, the first one down in Fairlawn.
Okay.
Dude, the first month I worked there, which I just found out recently because I went to the one in North Olmsted, I found out the executive chef is still there. My first month at that place, let's see, 40, so 160 hours is supposed to be your first month, right? I ended up working 200 hours covering for the executive chef, who was only 2 years older than me, who then I found out went to the Pittsburgh Culinary Institute.
Oh, that's where they pucker up and just wrap their lips around.
And guess what, dude? He was a C fucking student, which in my head, I'm a better cook than you. And I never went to fucking school
Because
for
with
it.
cooking, you're either an F or you're an A. If you're doing it professionally, you're learning. There's no room in the middle for like, how do you cook a steak?
No, you know what? Go to fucking Applebee's where you fucking belong because you're from Barberton anyway, and nobody fucking likes your fried chicken. Suck my dick and get out of here.
Hey.
Barberton fried chicken sucks.
Well, and the better like burger places are kind of brutal because you get a whole. I worked for Michael Simon at the first beef spot they opened at Eaton, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's the thing though.
No, I'm just saying to like all those motherfuckers.
Right. The first group he brought in, half of them were like guys rejects from the bar Simon and the guys that couldn't quite get like a regular gig at Lola and stuff. Like, and they came in.
The guys who can't really cook food.
The weak shit,
yeah,
right. And they weren't coming in as our head positions. They were coming in as lower positions to people that they hired off the street, you know? Mm-hmm. And they all had the egos. There's this dude, Jake the Snake. He was probably 17, act like he'd been a cook for 30 fucking years, and he put a knife in his hand. He couldn't do shit. But there was this guy, Rick. And when they didn't have managers set off. And they picked this first guy, they picked the manager, David. I remember he was this crazy ghetto black dude. And he was a complete monster, complete pushy asshole, didn't know what he was doing, but completely hilarious. Yeah. And he'd be like one of those guys like, hey, young man, hey, young man. You know that guy there, the young man guy. I love the guy. I used to give him rides and stuff, but he, of course, didn't work out, so there was a void. And they just put this guy, Rick, in charge. And Rick was a rich guy from the East Side whose family was friends with Simon. And he was an alcoholic loser. He had a bunch of DUIs. Sorry, Cher. I'm working on it. I'm slow.
I accept this because I don't have a bunch.
He still lived with his parents, but he was one of those guys that like drove a truck and like worked out and stuff, and it was kind of like thought he was like hillbilly, you know, that tough guy with a Bud Light playing fucking what's the golf game on the Golden Tee, that kind of guy.
Randy Orton.
Basic, but he was tiny and he had a little curly blonde mullet, like he was a little hillbilly guy. like if Bobby Eaton was uglier, basically. And I'd respect it for Bobby Eaton. Listen, he can tell me how to cook. I don't even know he knows how to. I'd listen to him. Condry, not so much. And this is a story, honestly, if you go to, you could maybe ask Michael Simon, but you could actually ask Doug, the president of the company, Smash, who's the manager there, or Greg, who's the general manager. And this is a true story. Well, one thing you need to know is the first day I worked there, it was a lot of, I was day shift, and most of because we're African Americans, and a lot of them took the rapid system to get there. And I'm like, and I saw them all sitting at the bus stop the one day, and it was rainy and snowy, and I'm like, because they had to take a bus to get to the rapid station. I'm like, I'm gonna make my life really fucking easy. I'm gonna make some friends. And I started giving them a ride to the rapid station every day. And those were my buddies. I loved all of them. There were one point when I quit, and they called me the next day to my house and like, dude, you got to come back. We love you, man. I came back for them. I got along with them. So I was working with all of them. And during day shift, it would be good. We'd have fun. This guy would come in a little bit early and start trying to order, hey, why don't you stainless that? No, why don't you fucking stainless? Because you're the closing shift and that's your fucking job. We stocked and prepped everything, asshole.
Yep.
So that was always the, and I knew like the first day we worked with him, we were talking about like drinking, and he walks up to us like, yeah, you guys don't know fucking shit, man. I've had like 3 DUIs, man. You couldn't hold your own against me. Are we having a dude, we're talking about going to the bar and have a drink. This isn't like who's cool guy alcoholic fucking contest.
Who can get a DUI tonight?
Yeah, you're a fucking loser that lives there. You think you're rich because your parents are rich.
In fact, sir, I'll buy all your fucking drinks and watch you
Let's
drive
see you
home.
do it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, please go into a fucking embankment, you fuckhead. So this guy was pushing from the very beginning, and he would, for me, the way people don't know I'm an asshole right away. So when you first meet me, you think I'm a pushover because I am kind of quiet. Because I have to be, because I can't. Hey, I'm an asshole right away. I got to warm you in. So this guy was taking liberties with me.
I show by the look on my face.
Right, see, I have a weaker look. I can't convey it. I try to, but they think I'm retarded. Oh, there you go, Timmy. Good job.
You need a photo session to get it right.
So this guy's coming up behind me, wiping shit down, and he pulls a knife out, right, and sets it on the thing, and I'm cutting something, and he comes from the other side of me. I didn't know he did that at the time. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? Right over my shirt, starts yelling at me. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And I put my hand against the knife and cut myself open. Ooh. And fucking, as soon as I did that, I grabbed the fucking knife, threw him against the fucking wall. I'm like, and I swear to God I said this. You little East Side fucking bitch, I'll fucking kill you. All the black people are like, what the fuck you doing to Nick? We'll fucking kill you. He goes running out of the kitchen. So I'm like, well, guys, I love you all. I'm never going to see you again probably, but it's been fucking great.
Yeah.
As I'm walking, I bandage myself up and stuff. As I'm walking out of the B spot, I see that dude, red face, almost crying, to Greg, the manager. I see Greg just going like this. And I swear to God, they tell this on golf outings. My buddy went golfing with one of the vice presidents, and he told the story not knowing he was friends with me. Goes through company history. I walked up, and please, I'm going to say some language right now that's not very PC. All right, I don't mean anything by it, but that's just, what I said to him because he was acting that way. I walked by and I literally said, oh, tough guy's crying now, you little fucking faggot. Good, have fun being a fucking tattletale. And when I said that, Greg literally and turned around and could stop laughing. I didn't get fired. I didn't get yelled at. Greg came back. The first thing he said was like, that Rick's a little fucking faggot. That's my most fucking proudest moment. And just having all the other cooks on my back. But that was the worst. Like, this dude was so on my shit, I could have lost a finger.
Yeah.
And it was after that point, I don't have any patience. The first time you look at me wrong, we're going to fucking war, and one of us is not having this job.
Right.
But then that's the problem, is you get into a fight, and it usually comes when you leave, is when you pick the wrong guy to fuck with. And that's that guy that's a young kid that's got 4 kids that dropped out of high school, and fucking that job is everything to him.
Yeah.
He's never going to get a better job. $8 an hour he can live off of, actually. And it provides him a decent life for his family, and he knows that's the best he's going to get. And you get in a fight where you fight with someone like that, you're never going to fucking win because they don't
my father always said, you never fight a man with nothing to lose.
Right. Because you're going to say, I don't give a fuck before them. That's how I always lose my job. I had this one kid be like, you're ruining your career. And I'm like, dude, I make $9 an hour. If you think that's a career, then you're fucked. Like, but that to them, that's their fucking job, and you get it in that situation. And that's usually where I end up. I end up clashing against that guy. That's like, you're not taking my $8 an hour job, motherfucker.
Oh, dude. All right. So the way I quit the rail was one of the best fucking ever. So my phone, I believe, was broken. So I didn't have service to it. I might have not paid the bill. I don't remember which, but I had one of those fucking text apps like that you could get a hold of me on as long as I was on Wi-Fi. And it was the second anniversary of my uncle's suicide, and my friend and his kids, who are my brother, like I consider my brothers, they were throwing their second annual like fest with bands, and everybody, all the proceeds went to suicide prevention, all this shit. I wasn't missing that, and I wanted to quit that fucking job anyway because I was tired of putting up with fucking Mike Hawk's bullshit, the executive chef who got fucking C's at the Pittsburgh Culinary Institute. What the fuck ever. I hope you listen to this show. Go fuck yourself, dude. Anyway, so I was like, I'm not missing this. And you know what? I don't really give a fuck about that job. I'm not calling off because, in fact, I'm not fucking going back. Great friends of mine, band from Kalamazoo, were playing. I'm getting fucking texts on that text app. Jordan, where are you? Jordan, I thought you were coming in. Jordan, are you coming in for me? I ain't responding to this shit. Click. Bye.
Right. You don't fucking understand at this point that there's life and there's humanity, not your little fucking job that you're making $12 an hour. It's every fucking thing. I've had that too. I've had managers like, you missed a day for a funeral, like, hey, you need to stop with the funeral stuff. Like, it's getting crazy with the days you're taking off. Like, what the fuck?
Stop with the funerals.
Yeah. Well, the guy I'm talking about there was my personal pig vomit. Like, from, like,
Howard
that was the
Stern.
guy that trained me by just being a scumbag to me. And eventually I threw him against the wall, too, because he threw a plate of food at me for an order that wasn't even wrong. He was drunk and looked at the wrong fucking order. But, there's so many, like, it's just doing this. My mind is flooded with millions of assholes that I've had to deal with over the time. And what you were saying, like, with the events, like, you start thinking about how many things you missed out on because of this shitty chasing after $8, $9, $10, $12 an hour and dealing with this shit. How many, even if it's like, I remember there was like one of my favorite bands, their last show they ever played. And one of the guys passed away shortly after that. I regret not seeing their life, something like that, or family stuff, right? And all that starts adding up, and you're like, what the fuck do I have to show for it? What is this all worth? And it's, fuck, I gotta find something on.
I'll tell you what I got around that fucking time. The only thing that got me through that fucking job was
cocaine.
Opposite. The 3 days a week that I got to do prepped, being fucking Percocetted out of my goddamn mind, so that if somebody did piss me off, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I took them at the beginning of my shift, so they kicked in a half hour into my shift. Prep was only a 6 to 8 hour shift. Perfect timing. I start get pissed again, I redose myself. That's how I fucking got through most of those goddamn jobs. Because if I didn't, because I wasn't on anti-anxiety meds back then, I would have fucking killed somebody.
Right.
Like, dude, the fucking scene from Goodfellas when they fucking take the mailman's head and almost shove it into the fucking oven.
Fucking oven, you go.
Dude, there was multiple times where I was like, I wonder what would happen. He's putting a pizza in there right now. I wonder what would happen if I just shut the fucking thing on his hand. Maybe he'd learn a fucking lesson.
That's when I would normally go get high. But see, all that anger, like, I was stoned the whole time and it didn't fucking help. Yeah, it's just that right. That's when you got to walk away. When you're contemplating homicide finally, and you got to run and just stay away. And that's the thing is, with kitchens, like you said, like, I have skills to fault. Like, if worse comes to worse, you can always go work at a kitchen.
If I did, it would be temporary.
Right. And that's, you got to have a plan. But that kind of fucks you up because you're less prone to, sometimes you're like, if you're not making that much of your other job, like, well, fuck this shit. I can always go work at a kitchen. No one fuck with me. I got laid all, and you think about all the great things,
Yeah.
And then about 2 days
Nostalgia
later,
killing you.
I'm going to turn into an alcoholic again.
yeah.
I'm going to fuck all this sobriety bullshit.
I'm going to re-pick up all the STDs I cured.
Fuck not drinking on a Tuesday. Fuck not drinking on a Thursday. And you know what? Wednesday, too.
But that's it. No,
And that's the thing is those jobs. Well, I mean, my job now too because I work in fucking customer service. But those jobs drive you to fucking drink, dude. It's part of the fucking culture.
You have to, yeah.
Because like it's the only way. It's literally the only way you can decompress.
And that job, the one thing they're leaning about is that kind of shit. Is people drinking? Is most of the kitchens I've worked at, there's been a burning bowl in the fucking cooler at some time.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's you drink after the shift with each other. That's what it's shared.
Because they're the only people to fucking hang out
Exactly.
with. They're the only people up.
Right. No one's up at 3
And I mean,
a.m.
don't get me wrong. I've met some of my honestly best friends. That my friend Jake Hadley. That's how we met. The way we met was in the fucking kitchen. I took one look at him and I was like, me and this guy aren't gonna get along. Turns out we're fucking best friends. We start quoting Tommy Boy. My first day on the job, I was like, this is going to be my best friend, dude.
That's how I felt the first time I ever saw Cher, and it never changed. I still don't think we're ever going to get along. Just work. I'm waiting on it, Jeremy.
It's all the anti-Semitism.
It just comes out so easy.
You are in a room with two skinheads right now.
You actually draw out the anti-Semitism, really. I love the Jews until I'm around you.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. I'm the worst kind of anti-Semitic. No, it really.
And you didn't even go back to Israel to do the military thing, so you're not even a real Jew.
That's true.
Well, no, of course not. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around and protect tourists with a gun.
Well, and you're you eat like pork. Like you're not. You don't follow any rules, right?
No.
No, he's like Fat Mike. He's Jew-ish. He's
Yeah.
not Jewish.
Yeah, I am like Fat Mike.
No, you really are.
One of those adjectives, definitely.
Yeah, I'm definitely fat. I cannot run a record label. Thank you.
I wish. Well, actually, I guess whatever. Doesn't matter. I shouldn't say that as I'm about to fucking probably put out another
Don't
comedy
call yourself
record.
out already.
Oh yeah, I know. No, I'm just gonna take myself out after this. I'm starting to get anxiety thinking about fucking kitchen jobs because oh shit, if I lose this one, what am I gonna go do? Work at fucking Target?
That's what get this shit fucking rolling, all right? You fucking keep focused on the pot, building your network and all
That's
that you're
what I
doing. Because that kitchen isn't that far away. There's always one on every fucking corner, and it's calling you.
And they're always looking for a sucker.
always looking for a new idiot to come in and fucking.
And that's the thing is like that's with all my knowledge of it. It's like going in. In the interview, I'd be like, I'm not gonna put up with this bullshit. I'm not gonna put up with this bullshit. I'm not gonna put up with this bullshit. Well, this really isn't gonna work for you.
Right.
Then it's like, no, it's not. Thanks for the interview. Bye.
Exactly. Well, you find yourself the whole time in the interview, you just like almost want to laugh because you're just like, this isn't gonna fucking
Either
work.
make me a fucking bartender or just like tell me to go.
Right.
Because that's where you really only make fucking money.
But why hire a man to bartend when you can get a big titty chick to fucking steal all your money every night?
Because when I did bartend, I used to keep an entire bar full of people who used to tip the shit out of me
Male
because
bartenders are
we
great.
didn't weigh our fucking bottles.
Oh, you were okay.
I got the job I told you I got fired from. I got fired for stealing. Not money, just food and booze.
Right. I feel like that's marketing, and you should actually get a raise. Way I look at it.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, I could go.
But
into the
honestly, if
details.
you were a hot woman though, that's part of the job. Like the friggin' poor, like is it? And maybe it should be a double standard. You know, fuck it. Let's give them something. I guess if fucking they're gonna get a couple extra bucks in tips and be able to scam some drinks, fine, because they're big, beautiful titties. And
I'm
shit.
all about making money.
Right. But they would rather hire because. All female bartender, the hotter you are, the quicker they're going to steal the fucking money from you.
Yeah.
I learned that from fucking, especially if you're at like club restaurants, like the club business, it's right away. And they know, they hire them for like, she'll bring a couple customers in for a couple weeks and we'll have to get rid of her and we'll bring another one in. And it's just a cycle. And yeah, if you're a guy, so it's hard to get by. I tried for 30 years to work from line to bar. Never got anywhere near that. I bar backed a few times.
No, the only time that ever happened, I fucked that up.
That's why it did. See, they knew the minute you get your chance in the sun, you get your glory, and you fuck it all up. You're like casino, where it's like we had it all, and we
fired me a week
up.
before Christmas.
You really? You were giving out like full like turkeys to people and shit.
Oh, dude! And when my friends would come
a
in,
turkey and a bottle of wild turkey.
Dude, when my friends would come in and the kitchen wasn't open, I would open the fucking kitchen. They would pay me half price for the food. I'd pocket that money. That was the only money I ever stole from there. But like, cause seriously, I was good about the cash register and shit. I would never straight up take that. But like, The booze, dude, fuck. Yeah, I probably drank a bottle of Maker's Mark myself there a week so that I could put up with these white trash fucking assholes who would tip me okay.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So
Because I'd listen to their dumb bullshit fucking problems.
see, now you understand what goes through the mind of a hot girl bartender. I have to put up with all these men staring at my beautiful tits, so I'm going to take this money.
Right, exactly. That's your tits.
And guess what? Good on you.
Right,
Make
exactly.
the fucking money.
I feel if you're a tipped individual, there's no limit to how much you should make, and fucking make your hustle. Or again, to quote another gangster, Junior Soprano, well, you know like to eat?
Yeah.
Like, I refused the quarter. My father slapped me upside the head. He made me walk all the way in from the Bronx or wherever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's how I feel. Like, fuck any other, like, you got to give the customer, you got to be fair to the customer.
Oh, 100%.
But when it comes down to it, I'm not going to limit myself to how I'm going to do whatever I can to make every last dime I can. And I really don't give a fuck. I'll pretend like I care about the other employees, but I'm there to make what I need to fucking make. And I hate, like, as a driver, you always had, like, the inside people be like, they'd be pissed about how much you made. You
Yeah.
know, you guys should make. Well, fuck you. Who are you to fucking say what the
No,
fuck
granted,
I
I don't have a car now, but I did then. Guess what? There's upkeep, motherfucker. They don't pay for my gas. They don't, and that's gas is fucking expensive, dude.
And wear and tear. I mean, dude, if you're a driver for 6 months, you're probably going to end up spending at least $100-$200. It's for some sort of brake or tire or something.
Alternator.
Alternate, whatever it is, shit's gonna go bad. You're putting more mileage on your car.
Yeah.
They never want to take that into account.
No,
like,
no.
oh, I just fly magically into one pizza.
I'm in the middle of a delivery. My car just broke down. Oh, okay. Can you get back here? No, motherfucker. I need to get my car fixed.
They don't. I had that happen too. I had to come in and work counter because I had to fucking borrow my brother's car and drive in to work counter because they still needed me there, even though my car was down.
I'd love
Jesus.
to work for a place where management respected the kitchen.
It's not their job to, and it doesn't go with their best interest to do that.
No, it doesn't. It's a business,
Right.
but that doesn't mean you have to treat people like shit.
Right. I agree, but at the same time, they're in the middle of it too. Like, they're assholes, but they're working on salary for, like, maybe, okay, you plan out 60 hours.
Yeah.
They're getting 80. They got the owner calling them and screaming. So, yeah, I understand that point, but it doesn't give an excuse, but that makes even the coolest person into a
Shit
fucking
rolls
asshole.
downhill.
Right. And the coolest manager, the one that's mellow and awesome, that dude's going to get fired for stealing in about 6 months. That guy's going to jail for something.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
awesome. Every time I've had a manager, maybe 5 times in my life, I've had a boss that's looked at me and been like, dude, you're something special. I think you're a good worker, and I think you're a smart dude, and I'm going to get behind you, and if you work hard for me, we're going to go to the top.
You come in Monday. Where the fuck that
Every
guy
single
go?
officers are in jail. I work for Phil Lara. Anyone in the scene knows the Jigsaw. It was club in Parma. We built it up, and the famous story, this guy Phil Lara came in for a year. Came in throwing money around and shit like that. He bought the Agora. He bought the Hi-Fi. Bought into Peabody's. They were going to go out of business. He saved them so they could come back and kick our ass. Came around like he was the fucking king of the world and gone within a year. Literally like that. Overnight he was gone and just turned the whole world upside down.
Yeah, so you had to, that was your management time.
That was when I was the worst manager ever. I managed to go over with a army of stoners every like 3 hours and get high in the band room because it was a concert club.
Yeah.
So it was like, an Arkham Asylum goes to hell and Batman's going to go in there, and it turns out, of course, the Joker is taking control of everything. That was like me. That was like putting the Joker in charge of Arkham Asylum because I was the rule breaker there, and now I'm the boss, and all hell's going loose. There was
Anarchy, dude.
anarchy. I mean, I was trying to, I would the cooks. There was this weird thing they were masochistic. They would play, it was Johnny Mohawk and the Assassins. He had this song called American Punk. And the chorus is, I am white trash. They would get their kitchen all cleaned up, and I'd be drunk. They'd blast that song, and I'd come barreling into the kitchen, skanking through the kitchen, and knock all their shit over, and fucking, make a mess. And they would clean it up, and they would do it every night. But I look back like, that's not funny. I was being a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
And I forgot about, when I got a little bit of power, I did forget about all of that. Because I was more worried about getting laid and doing drugs. we would crawl through a hole in the wall, 20 people, and do cocaine in the side room. And I'll come walking back past customers, sniffing our noses, and half of these people were like criminal-looking people anyway. I mean, it was such a crazy.
And the one guy said
environment.
at the end of the bar is who you got it from.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Well, that's how you'd find out, because how I find my connection. I walk for that guy that looks shady to go with the owner or whoever, someone I knew that was like, a big and they disappear. Like, okay, that's the new guy. That's what I would. And when I said owner, I'm not pointing the fingers at anyone specifically.
Right. No, I get it, dude. Jesus Christ, this got me worked up, man.
And that was the pinnacle, and that's when I knew that, like, all my talk about hating kitchens and all the douchebags and all the fuckers, when put in the right situation, I'm gonna be just as bad as all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm no fucking better than any of them. I'm gonna fucking, I was lazy at times. We had a breakfast that was awesome. I decided I work every other day a week. I work nights. I'm not worried about breakfast. You guys fucking deal with it. It died. No one was there to care about it.
Yeah.
Before I was a manager, I cared about it. I made sure that shit was running and stuff, And it's just shit like that. And that's kind of where, after the Jigsaw, I was like, every other kitchen was a battle and stuff like that. I was like, when do I get out eventually? Mm-hmm. But that was where the crest wave, because it was great. It was friggin' amazing to have all your friends there. And we would do after show for Mushroom Head. We had the whole place packed. Mushroom Head was playing there and shit. And I don't like them as a band, but when you have a band like that playing in a little place like the Jigsaw.
Money.
Yeah, and you're cooking giant pancakes and shit for them. And it was awesome. And they're shooting music videos in the videos, and we're partying all night till like 6 a.m. with a free bar. I mean, Phil would walk around with the bottles of booze, filling people's drinks at the tables, to where people would be complaining on social media. This dude needs to stop giving us free shit. This is getting out of control. You're going to be out of business. It was so fucking crazy. I found out recently, from what I heard, the rumors, he lost $3 million in that year.
$3 million.
$3 million, and he ripped off at least $1 million from people.
Jesus Christ.
The famous thing, obviously, is the Black Keys ended up suing him for, I think, $50,000.
Yeah.
But it was just, at one point, towards the end there, I was working days, and he hired this, so half my cooks got cut. The servers weren't even getting paid payroll anymore. They were just making their tips. He was so behind on pay. And he hires this kid, I think his name was Jay or something, and, now, keep in mind, this is 2009, early 2009. He paid this kid $15 an hour to sit there all day and get MySpace friends. 2009. He paid this kid $15 an hour for 8 hours a day to sit in front of me while I'm busting my ass and my crew's not getting paid. And I'm working extra hours because my guys had to quit their jobs because they weren't getting fucking paid. And I have to watch this, and he's like, hey, man, what's the special today? Oh, my God, I haven't figured out. Hey, do you think you could make... You motherfucker. You piece of shit. What the fuck are you... I couldn't believe the gall
I've been
on
like,
this
whose
kid.
laptop is that? Is that your personal laptop? I'll break the
Trash.
fucking thing.
Well, eventually, I literally, through such a fit, I made him go sit in the corner of the band room. He wasn't allowed in the restaurant while I was there. He couldn't come over to the restaurant side till after I fucking left. Because I was just like, I'm going to kill this kid. I didn't even hate him. He was a nice kid, but it was like... Dude, you're paying this kid $15 an hour for... MySpace was dead in 6 months. It was done. It was the stupidest thing in the world. And that was like... this guy was just spending money on shit like that. Or, he'd run out a good bartender for some girl he was dating. And, of course, I had to walk into one of the bartenders with a big thing of provolone cheese under her shirt. And then she ran out the door, screaming. I'm like, what are you doing? She basically Yahoo.
That's the most Parma thing I've ever fucking heard,
it is
dude.
beyond Parma.
That is,
and she was a blonde girl named Jess, if that makes it even more fucking Parma.
Makes total sense.
Lily provolone under her fucking tank top shirt. Trying to hide it from me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my... Dude, holy shit. Oh, that is... Yeah, wow. I haven't worked in... Now I don't want to go back and work
So,
in the
dude,
kitchen.
make this work, okay? Because the kitchen's calling all of us. And one day, like that shroud of death, like the great void, if we're not careful, it will absorb us back into its depths.
And I'll be fucking Seth Rollins right there to burn it down.
All right. Nick, where can we find your work on the internet?
Well, let's see. As far as my band goes, the Nick Wolff Band, we're available on Spotify. Look up Nick Wolff Band. It's got both of our albums and a couple demos. You can also find some of my Pride Ohio stuff up there, too, under the CLE Punk compilation.
Sure.
That's available up there. We're playing June 10th Or no, August 10th. August 10th. Yeah.
June, that already happened.
That's gonna be I fucked that
I
one
book
up.
shows a year out. I book shows.
I like promoting shows I know showed on. We're playing August 10th. We're doing the Pressure Life magazine.
Okay.
Pressure Fest.
Right
So
on.
We're actually kicking off the show at the 5 o'clock at 4:30. I don't know when we're not starting at 5 o'clock. It's so close. We could, but whatever. That'd be kismet. But we're playing that. And then if you want to look up, I used to do. Compared to this, it's garbage. But I used to do a podcast with Jeremy Shearer called Tough Scene Cleveland.
Yeah.
It was like a rock and roll podcast and stuff like that. And we didn't have the setup like this is. Shearer must have been blown away from going like you've come up a whole new level here.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Yeah,
And,
I'm no longer mics into a computer.
Yeah, we had a rig. So I don't know how to do my show anymore because it was so rigged. It was like that guy had a certain way of putting the bubble gum and splicing this and that to make it work, and I can't replicate that. But it's Tough Scene Cleveland, and you can find that on YouTube.
Yeah, it's all up there. There's a really, really, really good interview with Tony Erba and Fuck You Pay Me up there. Chris Clem's appearance on the show is great. Nick interviewed Michael Graves. I'm trying to remember some other shit we did.
What else did we? Let's see. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. Those are pretty much our like best shows. Definitely the Fuck You Pay Me show is so awesome with Steve Eggs. He asked Steve Callahan on air if he could use his drums, and Callahan just starts laughing in his face. And we're trying to so we're in that awkward moment. We're like, oh no, it's cool. He's just laughing. Anytime Steve Eggs is on the show, really, if you see Steve Eggs under the credits, he's always worth a listening to. And we had a lot of local bands and stuff on there too. The Focked episode, that's a really good episode. Also.
Okay. Oh, also the. Yeah, we did an episode with Sassy Steph that was really good.
Sassy Steph, one of the. I mean, she went on to have a life, and now she's got a kid and family. I think she's in Canada, but she really was on the cusp of a lot of the women that are now making names and stuff like that. She was right there with them, and I think a lot of them actually have experience with her. And it was cool talking to her that period of time where she was mentioning names like who was it, Sarah Del Rio, or who's the trainer?
Sarah Del Rey.
Sarah Del Rey. It was the day she got signed by the WWF, and Stephanie's like, "This is the beginning." They sign this girl. She's going to change everything. From the minute this sign, you're going to see the women division is going to completely change. Women's wrestling in the WWE's. It took a little while, but she was right. From the minute they hired her, it changed. I had no idea who she was. And just to get her insight, at that time, what was going on when the women's wrestling thing was Shimmer and stuff was just starting. And it was just, in the early stages of what we're seeing here. And it's kind of cool, because I remember reading about the post-ECW days when you started hearing AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and Reckless Youth.
Samoa Joe,
Mike Quackenbush, those kind of guys, and I wasn't going, I just read about that in PWI.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get to see that unfolding, and now, over the years, once Ring of Honor started, but those early days of it, so it was kind of cool, getting that insight from her on that. She was definitely one of my favorite guests.
And never forget, John Cena was in Ready to Rumble.
He was?
Yeah, in the scene
with the WCW movie Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, when they go to get Goldberg to be Jimmy the King's partner,
right?
He's working out in the background.
I never knew that.
Prototype Cena.
No, it's a prototype. I'm okay, right? Did he have a reality show or something he did right before OVW? Where he was a prototype character. I remember. I want to say the first time it was a publicity shot.
Oh.
Where he was like,
I will tell you what that was. He was in Ultimate Pro Wrestling in California, which was Rick Bass's.
Oh, that fat slob guy, right from the movie?
No, that was APW.
Oh, right.
Those are the shows I went to. UPW was in L.A. and they got a thing with the Learning Channel where they came in and shot their school, and then the end of it was the only person from that class that got called up to WWE was John Cena, and that's when he went into OVW.
All right, I got you. Okay.
So the prototype started in UPW. I actually saw a 6-man with Christopher Daniels, prototype, and it was an 8-man, Frankie Kazarian and Samoa Joe against Mike Modest, Donovan Morgan, and the West.
Holy shit!
The West Side Place 2000.
It's Frankie Kazarian. Holy shit.
I fucking take that with a fucking compliment.
Dude, it is. Dude, like, seriously, the way you came on the show, when they do those bits on being the elite, and, like, when dude, don't get me wrong, like, Christopher Daniels, when they were in Philly, and they were, Scorpio and Kazarian are running up the stairs, and they all get up there at the end to do, like, the Rocky thing, and Daniels is, like, trying to do his part, and started off, he's like, and then it cuts to Kazarian, and he just starts motherfucking Philly. It's just...
fucking stupid ass fucking statue isn't even up here.
What the fuck is that smell? Like, yeah, no, dude, you are, oh my God, you're my Frankie Kazarian. And I mean that with my entire heart. That's a good thing.
I can honestly say that this is the worst town I've ever been in.
So, Jordan, I don't think we're going to find anybody that hates line cooks as much as Nick Wolff.
No, there is another.
I won't apologize again. I'm a repeat offender. You can see right through my skin. I don't care about making mistakes. I keep setting up and falling on my face. Feed me numbing agents. Drag me to the ring. Another discharge vapor. Diagnosis drunkenness. I keep my bruise and my brain and down to the punches. And I was meant to take.
This has been a Lousy Weather Media Network production. Find new episodes and archives at lousyweathermedia.com.